All right, let's get started with our first guest. Please welcome
Zam Goods.
How you doing? Talk to me. What's going on with you?
Okay, well, here's my problem.
Well, I was watching Josie and the Pussycats. It was so mad sus. I mean, we're talking about murder.
I recently called him. What should I do? Girl. Girl.
Girl.
Girl.
I can tell it's been lying. Girls, who run the world?
Girl. You're right. When you put it like that.
You right. I need to tell everybody what's really going on.
There she is, y'all. Come on, give it up. Saved another life today, y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and bring out our next guest. Please welcome Kim. Okay. Hi, Kim. What's going on with you?
Oh my God, it's just everything that's going on with the world is like stressing me out.
This sounds like it's about to be complex.
Girl.
Now let me tell you about this movie that came out April 11th, 2001, called Josie and the Pussycats.
Nicole, Ashley, and Carly, good morning to you.
No, don't confuse these with the Pussycat dolls, okay? Even though somebody in here is mad sus. But let's get back to Josie and the Pussycats. The other Pussycats. The other...
Josie and the Pussycats is, remember that old Boomerang music video where the girls in the cat costumes did this one? Well, anyway, that was based off the 70s cartoon, which was based off the comic book, which was a spin-off of the Archie comic books, and the spin-off of the Archie comic books, and the live-action movie is based off of one of those and has nothing to do with any of them, besides the name.
But the one we're gonna focus on is the tan one. Her name is Val. And Val, in the comic books and in the cartoon, she was the smart one. She was the tech one. She was the leader. She knew how to solve problems and, she was very STEM, okay? Now, she's the one in question because her name was Valerie Brown. Yeah, so as you can see, this movie was released on a very auspicious day. And take a look at everybody who's in the movie. Right now, we're just going to focus on the day, April 11th, which in numbers is 411 or 411. Exactly 5 months before 911. But let's get the 411, hun.
What's the 411?
I got it going on.
Hey, yo, I got it going on, hun.
Hello?
Information. Here's your number. Here's your what's
Tonight on Information 411, true raised from the over 5 million people a day who call the nation's directory assistance, searching for phone numbers, addresses, and area codes. Can't look it up.
Now, imagine this is before Google. So before Google, there was 411. Information.
I did not come to...
Okay, ladies, now let's get information. What I say? Slave trick, are you getting eliminated? Are you getting eliminated?
The trick in question is Beyonce knows.
Dishing out the dirt on everybody and giving each other the 411 on who drop kick to this week.
Call 911. 911, what's the location of your...
So we're going to get the 411 on 911. Both are telephone codes. So these are codes. I'm not making up these codes. These are real codes for the telephone service. 411, information about 911. So the movie that released on 411 will give information on 911. There's so many RIPs in this video. RIP.
Oh, girl. Girl.
We just went to a Josie and the Pussycats concert. So awesome. Give it up one more time.
Okay, so back in 2017, they had a Josie and the Pussycats reunion type thing with the music. That, again, the music soundtrack was produced by Babyface. Okay, keep that in mind. Here it says birth, movies, and death. Why are they talking about death? Huh? They know why. Now here's some information from the creators of this movie.
Yes, that's right. We're here to celebrate the people who created it, the people who starred in it, the people who scored it. So,
the people who were supposed to be in it but died.
Guys, first up, we have the film's writers and directors, Deborah Kaplan and Harry Alphonse.
Ooh, yeah. They're either the snitches or they're just puppets.
Wasn't your initial vision for what Josie could be? You guys kind of went through a couple different iterations of what you thought the movie could be when you were writing the script at first, right? Perfect.
Well, when they came to us and said, we have Josie and the Pussycats, would you like to make a Josie and the Pussycats movie?
Now notice he said, they said, do you want to make a Josie and the Pussycats movie? Who is they? We'll get to that later.
Well, when they came to us and said, we have Josie and the Pussycats, would you like to make a Josie and the Pussycats movie? And we said, no, that sounds really silly. And they asked again, and we said, no, seriously. And then we realized, this is a movie about a band. We can make a musical, which is you couldn't really do ever, really. So we could make an original movie musical. And then we thought, okay, let's really think about this. And the thing I remembered as a kid. So then we started thinking, okay, it's a musical, we should do something music related. And it just came up that we were very aware of what was going on in pop music at the time. It seemed like people were being brainwashed to just sugary pop, and it seemed very manufactured. And we kind of grew up in the age of, rock, and you were supposed to be grunge, and you were supposed to be authentic. And we thought, well, that's what the story should be. It should be about people who kind of get swept up in this machine, and then we thought of the brainwashing and the subliminal messages, and then it went out to all the product placement, and it is what it is.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Rachel, Tara, I want to ask you, this is an incredibly sort of subversive film in a lot of ways. This is an incredibly sort of subversive film in a lot of ways. It's one thing on the surface and so much more beneath that. Well, I want to ask you guys, obviously, I think you ended up with the perfect three actors to play Josie and the Pussycats, but I mean, you guys looked. I mean, you had casting, and I mean, there was a couple of other people who came in for these roles initially before you found your three.
But it was an empty exercise, really.
Although we got to meet a marginally talented young girl named Beyonce, but whatever. She probably did all right for herself. Yeah, there was like a weird list of people who came in for Val, and we went back and sort of looked through our casting sheets when Mondo was putting together all the materials for the album, and it was like a day when like Beyonce came in, and then Aaliyah, and then Left Eye, and it was like, oh my God, like we got to sit in a room with these women, and I remember thinking, gosh, that Beyonce, she's really pretty, very shy. I don't know.
I remember, she sat on the floor. She like kind of just sat on the floor and very quietly read her lines, and we should have bowed down, but we didn't know.
Don't get it twisted. Bow down, be so proud, bow down, bitch.
Yeah, so Beyonce Beyonce, of the other three who were mentioned to take the role of Val, is the only one still alive today. I guess some say she does slay. But did they not slay her as well? So she knows the magic, it seems to me. Or they needed her to fulfill some greater plot and plan. Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe a little bit of both. Is her spirit still in her body? Or is it Sasha Fierce who took her spirit? Because we've seen some strange things with Beyonce in the last couple of years. You know how they say that she's under the influence and that she's not really normal? Yeah, swaying back and forth during a basketball game.
So what are you gonna say at my funeral now that you've killed me? Here lies the body of the love of my life, whose heart I broke. Without rest and peace, my true love, who I took for granted. Most bomb pussy.
Blown up in a car. Here we go with the old car. On fire this time. Do you know in the Josie and the Pussycats movie, they blow Val up in a car? Valerie Brown.
A car! Val, I want a car!
The car is about to be a part of history.
Hi, I'm Serena Alcho with MTV Breaking. Pussycats' debut concert was unexpectedly canceled when an automobile exploded in the stadium parking lot. The passengers were identified as Valerie Brown and Melody Valentine.
Valerie Brown.
In the stadium parking lot, the passengers were identified.
Valerie Brown. That was supposed to be Beyonce in her burning car. Or is it supposed to be Rosario Dawson?
Two of the founding members of the popular rock band. Investigators on the scene were quoted as saying that.
See, they already had the news footage before they even passed away or were even in an accident.
To comment on this tragedy.
Yes, Josie, what are your comments? We're all gagging to know. Roast your friends or play the show? Play your show, roast your friends, roast your friends, play the show. What?
Roast them. As we know, the roasting ritual of the atonement of the scapegoat and the other goat.
And Val, you bought me my first killer, but the only reason that we've come this far is because of you.
Now, if it was supposed to be Lisa Left Eye Lopes in this role, we know she also was in a car accident. Yes, and it was not long after this movie was released. She was in a car accident.
Seashell, silver swipes down by the seesaw. I tried, didn't I? Tell me, is that so bad?
Lisa.
What did you call me?
Lisa.
They actually said Lisa. For Lisa Lopes, probably. They even mentioned TLC in the movie. And look at this. Look at the emblem for the Mega Records company that she's the executive of. Look at this upside down looking V or A with no middle. It actually looks like the record company that TLC was signed under Jive Records, I think. And also, they were produced by LaFace Records, Babyface. And can you believe Babyface's wife was a producer of this movie? And remember, Pebbles was the one who, was Babyface's partner's wife who took all of TLC's money, messed up contracts. So, yeah, and Babyface did the soundtrack for this movie. See, Tracy Elaine Edmonds was one of the producers of this movie. And another person named Mark Platt, who I wonder if he's the one who came to the writers to ask to write this movie, because you'll see why later. Now here's scenes from Crazy Sexy Cool about the TLC story.
Oh, hey girls, quiet. Yo, we TLC and this meeting's over.
Do you see the emblem behind him? That's when with the ringleader, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, goes to try to get their money from the record label. Do you see the symbol back there? It looks just like the symbol in the movie, the Josie and the Pussycats movie. Mega Records.
What's going on?
Sorry, Puff.
Sorry, Puff.
Not even Puff has something to do with this. Bye-bye, Puff.
This is kind of a joke. I love you girls.
This ain't no joke. We broke. We got the #1 selling album, top singles, Grammys, and we ain't got no money.
Could this be why they had
You say LA got it, LA.
Is this why they had to let her be eliminated?
Got it. Which one is it? We ain't got nothing. I know we have. Yeah, we supposed to be seeing some bank.
Okay, hold on.
You gotta be kidding me. This is how a group can sell 10 million albums and be broke. Everyone get ready to do your...
So just like Val from the Josie and the Pussycats, she's the one who does the math.
There are 100 points on an album. TLC had 7 points. Each point is worth 8 cents. 7 times 8 is 56. Got it? 10 million albums, 5.6 million. Now we owe the label $3 million for travel, production, and...
It's funny, the Color Purple movie, Taraji P. Henson was talking about how all the movies she did, she ended up making $40,000 a year because of all the people she has to pay.
Right? Okay, that leaves us with 2.6 million, which puts us in the 48% tax bracket, which now leaves us with 1.3 million to split 3 ways. And on top of that, we got to pay managers, lawyers, and did I forget that Pebbles is suing us for damages? So we in the red for a couple $100,000 that we don't have.
Yeah, Pebbles, LA Face's partner, basically the wife of L.A. Reid.
We just saw how shady this business can be. We just needed to find somebody that was down.
So how shady the business can be and how they can off you anytime they want. But they do it by the numbers. There is a secret code we've been talking about called Gematria. And it's gonna alarm you. Ooh, does that say Army on her shirt? Yeah, another subliminal. Yeah. We're gonna get into the numbers, but let's let Lisa Left Eye tell us about how numbers work. She looks so much like her.
It's gonna be okay.
I keep forgetting it's not her.
They wouldn't put it out what Dr. Seppi said.
Okay, she's gonna break down the numerology.
Numerology thing. If the numbers are not lined up, then it won't be received by the universe. You know what, though? We gonna get back in the studio, go back to the jungle first with all the animals, and make your own record again. And the numbers all lined up just right.
Yeah, the numbers are going to all just line up when it comes to her being in this Josie and the Pussycats movie. Because I got some gematria to show everybody today. And also, we're going to check out Kiki's video. She has a new video out. And she lines up some numbers, too, on how to make some money. But let's get to the gematria. Okay, so should we turn this into a part 2? Do this separate? What do you think? It's already 20 minutes in. Okay, let's start with just some teasers here. You just got to look at the numbers at first. They look like a lot. But we're going to start from the release date of the movie for the Josie and the Pussycats, 411. And we're going to see how much time elapsed between then and when the towers fell in the World Trade. And as you can see, it was 153 days, which equals 5 months exactly. 21 weeks and 6 days. So all these numbers mean something. And if I miss anything, y'all take a look at this. That's why I'm showing you everything. This is how you do it. So notice that the day of 4/11, the day the movie was released, it was a number of 36 and 18. And these numbers, the way numerology somehow, the magic of it is, even when you add things up a certain way, you're always going to end up with the same number. So see how the top number is 36? When you add the number 3 plus 6 together, you get 9. But also when they reduced it, the 4 is the 4th month, 11 is the 11th day of that month. And they added the numbers 2001, and they got 18. And when you add those two numbers together, 1 and 8, you get 9 anyway. So it always reduces back to 9. And notice on 9/11, the way it was reduced, you get 41, which equals 5 when you add the two numbers together, and 23, which equals 5, and 14, which equals 5. I mean, you know. And look, the important part, too, is to look at the day of the year it is. So 4/11 is the 101 first day, which is like LOL. It's a laugh out loud, supposed to be funny. And it leaves 264 days left in the year. But 9/11 was the 254th day of the year, which leaves 111 days left. Now, here we have some words that are relevant and names that are relevant for the movie. If we start, Valerie seems to be the most important part of this whole movie in terms of who she is, how she was left out and felt alone in the movie, and how she had to be given back her value. So here, Valerie, just look at this cursor moving around, the arrow. Valerie, her number is 72 when you add her letters together. 72 is a very divine number. And you have 36. Now look, Lisa Lopez's name, who was supposed to be considered for this Valerie, was also 36. And don't forget that the day of 9/11, the day of 4/11, sorry, it's also 36. What? Here's a little bit more. Going from the date of the movie release to the date that Aaliyah passed, or her plane crash in the Bahamas, the day of violence, in Abaco Islands, we have, again, the number 36. 36 again, in 1854. That day, the 25th of August, is the 237th day of the year, which reminds you of the number of the Shining movie. And there's 128 days remaining in the year. Then we have this number 33 and 36 again. So if we go back to the names, we see 63 for Valerie Brown. So the name of the character, Val, her whole name is Valerie Brown, which is 63. Isn't it crazy how Rosario Dawson, who actually ended up playing the character of Valerie Brown, her number is also 63, which is 36 backwards. Okay? And here we have Beyonce, 69, but you know, the number 33 is coming up. And you see that that was relevant with the date of when Aaliyah passed. And then we have Left Eye down here, which is also 33. And then you have the 111, which is how many days it was after 9/11. I'm telling you, this, when you talk about a matrix and the way the numbers are coming down and all coming together, wow. Then you have the number 254. Oh, yeah. For Aaliyah's name is 254. If we go back to this calendar, you see that September 11th is the 254th day of the year. I'm trying to keep my composure, sorry. But this is like mind-boggling. I just, and here we have 33 again. So if we go to the date that Lisa passed on 4/25, which is exactly, I think, 8 or 9 months from when Aaliyah passed, on 8/25/2001, we have the numbers again for that date is 33, which we saw 33 for Beyonce earlier. So 31. So anyway, you get the 51. You add 5 plus 1, you get 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. And then 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. So all you're getting 666 right there in the day that Lisa Left Eye passed. And April 25th is actually a big high Masonic day. You would not believe it, but I was sitting in IKEA one day. I'll make a long story short. And there were these old guys in the cafeteria. And would you know, they were the heads of the Masons for that group in Connecticut. And they were talking about all the things they were going to do on May. I can't remember the day they call it, but anyway. These days are very important days. That's why the 25th, you see so many people pass on the 25th. And let's just say it's all by chance. It's still crazy coincidence. And here we have the numbers 114, 114, which we saw earlier. Yeah, because you have 411, which is the information, which is the day that the movie was released. And then 114 days later, 1 year, 14 days later, is when Left Eye passes.
Girl love. Wow. Stuff for what? I would be honest, that just got a little too real for me. So why don't you pick us back up, DJ?
Okay, so my issue is this. I've got a great job. What should I do?
Girl. Girl.
Okay, so quit my job?
Why don't you help us out, yeah? I got this. Bro.
That makes sense. I should quit.
Now, this is something else I forgot to mention. You see this lady over here? Her name is Carmeet. She's like right here. Let me show you with the camera with this. See her with the red hair? She's in the video where basically Beyonce gets burned up. But want to know where else she was? If you don't already know, maybe some of you already know because I know y'all know your stuff. But I didn't know. She is actually a Pussycat girl. She is actually in the Pussycat Dolls. Sorry, the Pussycat Dolls. The group. And she also was there on Rock the Boat with Aaliyah. There she is in the behind the scenes for the video. They show the dancers. And there she is. She's also there. And guess where else she is? She was there when Janet Jackson's shirt came off at the Super Bowl. Yeah. See, she's right over here with the black hat. Right here with the eye. She's right next to Janet Jackson. Okay. Now remember, Janet Jackson was really thrown under the bus with this one. Especially since she's not the only one who tore her shirt off in this show. Look at this girl, the same girl, Carmeet is her name. Yeah. So here Janet is with, yeah, he's reaching for it. I hope I didn't show you by mistake. But on her, notice that she wasn't completely naked. She had a Star of Isis on her. You know what? So yeah, oh girl, oh boy. This is getting kind of hectic, okay? It's getting kind of hectic. But, oh, let me just get to this guy, this executive who I think wanted to make the movie for Josie and the Pussycats. Yeah, Mark Platt. He was one of the producers. And really quick, we see this guy. He has done so many movies, so many things. And he comes from a family in Maryland, very conservative family, interestingly. Ended up going to law school. And look at all the films he's done. Legally Blonde, Honey, which we know who was supposed to be in that. He did all the Honeys. Honey 1, 2, 3. So why is it important? He also did something very interesting. I mean, he even made Wicked. He produced Wicked, and there's about to be some movies on that, so we're going to keep our eyes open for that. But look at this. He was executive producer of the 2-part documentary drama, The Path to 9/11, on ABC on the 5th anniversary of that date. And do you know the film was considered controversial because he was accused of having a political agenda, fictionalizing the events leading up to that day. And so many people within the government and different authorities complained about this miniseries, and to ABC, who we know owns ABC, who aired it, and it had so many things in it that was considered to be lies, like straight up lies. And this is only 5 years after. So we're talking about 2006. So interesting that Josie and the Pussycats, which bring us to that date, and this producer who is one of them who asked the writers to make a movie about Josie and the Pussycats, but information about this is all up in the movie and has everything to do with the movie. Even we looked at the gematria and the numerology and how the numbers add up. And they made the movie a flop. Do you know why they would make this movie a flop? On purpose? Because it shouldn't have been a flop. So many people love the movie. The reason why you would make a movie a flop, you have to look at the show producers. That way you don't have to owe anybody any money. Nobody gets royalties. Like, as far as I know, you got to look at the legal parts of it all. If you keep it as a flop, nobody has to pay anybody back. And you don't have to, you got to look at the taxes. You got to look at all the numbers. You got everybody, my loves. It made these two people suffer and think they weren't doing what they really did was expose the whole industry. And then they were punished for it. They were laid down to rest, basically. They, along with two of the other sacrifices for the whole plan, the whole agenda. Remember, they said it in Wikipedia, a political agenda.
Hosting the Pussycats, please welcome Tara Reid, Rachel Lee Cook, and Rosario Dawson to TRL. Here's Josie and the Pussycats. I want these, by the way, great to have you guys here. Awesome. Hey, all right. This in for a second and describe what it feels like. We've never had this before, the combination of movie stars and rock stars. This is the real deal. What does it look like when you look at these fans?
That looks like a lot of love right there.
Peppered with fans.
I know. Hi. Oh my goodness, look, he made a guitar.
And you guys have seen this show. It's not normally ever like this unless NSYNC's here. That's how, here, let's get away from the ball machine. It's driving me crazy. That's how the country is taking you guys. The movie's out today.
Yes.
How do you feel?
So excited. We're really excited.
Yeah? All right. Talk about the movie in a second. Do you feel like movie stars or rock stars today?
Both. I'm just kind of nervous. I don't know.
Oh.
Hey, come on. Who's a rock star? Who's a rock star?
I am.